So let's get feet and knees hip width apart. Let's spread those toes nice and wide and get a good connection to the mat. So I know I kind of bring you back to this quite often, but just to remind you, think of that tripod. So think about the point underneath in that soft tissue, underneath the big toe in the ball of the foot, underneath the little toe, and then in the centre of the heel. And try to get equal pressure between all those 3 points onto the floor for me. So for me, sometimes the one by my little toe can come off because naturally my feet fall in. So I have to then kind of open my legs a little bit, externally rotate, and just make sure I've got all of those points on the floor. Then just soften the knees so the knees aren't locked out. And then just bring your pelvis into its neutral position and engage that core. So scoop up that lower tummy, ribs in and down, hands by your side. Let's bring those shoulders up to your ears. Roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, then just draw them down into the back. Lengthen through the top of the head and just gently pull the chin in and back for me. And then when you're ready, let's breathe. Breathe in through the nose. And then out. Lovely. And again, bringing in. And then out. Last one for me, breathing in. Good, and out. And then relax those arms down. Have a big roll through those shoulders for me. Really nice big circles, really rounding through those shoulders. Lovely, and then let's bring those arms all the way up by the ears. Now make sure the shoulders are rooted down into the back, so you've got space between your shoulder and your ear. Take a breath in. As we breathe out, let's come over to that right side. So don't push the hip out to the left. Work into the rib cage, stretch out through the arms for me. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, push all the way up. Keep the shoulders down. Breathe in. Let's go to the other side and really think about stretching out through the ribs, pushing down through that right leg. Breathing in. Breathing out and lift the rib cage, but don't lift the shoulders. One more each side. Take a breath in. Breathing out, and let's come over. Breath in. Breathing out and lift. Keep those shoulders down, and again, breath in. Breathing out, let's go down to the left. Good, breath in. Breathing out and lift. Let's lace those fingers together, bring them behind the head, push the head into the hands. Now think about your pivot point being your sternum. So we are moving from your sternum, but we're not moving anything from the hips down, okay? So let's go to the right side, just a little lower, not too far. And then we're going to circle back, around to the left, and then slightly forwards, but from the sternum. And then again, around to the right. Slowly back, only as far as you're happy to go, and around to the left and slightly forward. So you're creating a circle from that point in your sternum. Good. All the way around to the left and forwards. One more in this direction for me. Let's go around to the right and back and left. We're going to come forwards and we're going to stop. And let's move it the other way. So let's go to the left. Slightly back, round to the right and forwards. Keep that core engaged, pelvis still, round to the left and back, and then to the right and forwards. 2 more circles in this direction for me. Good, left, back. Good, still lifting that elbow but not moving the hips. Last one, round you go. So left, back, right and forwards, and then gently uncurl that upper back, and then relax those hands down and have a little roll through those shoulders. Lovely, well done. Let's take your legs wide. Let's have the toes slightly out on the diagonal and the knees are just slightly soft for me. Shoulder blades into place for me. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, let's slide that right hand down the side of the right leg. And then gently come up. Now, as we're doing this, careful not to fall forwards. So imagine your torso is between 2 panes of glass. and then coming up. And the knee change the knee bend, I should say, stays the same. The knee bend stays the same. Good, and again. So all the way down, and then up, 2 more, all the way down. So when we're sliding from the hands, yes, we're moving from the ribs, but you kind of tend to move a little bit lower, and then coming up. So now bring those hands behind the head and press in. So now we're very much moving from the ribs. So down to the side, moving from the ribs. And then come up. So you feel that stretch a little bit further up your waist and further up into your back. And then come up. Okay, so right heel comes up. Let's go over to the right. And then place the heels down as we come to center. Left heel comes up. Over to the left, place the heel down, come to center, and again to the right. Breathe, and then come to center, place the heel down, and then to the left. Breathe, and then come to center and hold. Keep those knees soft. Rotate your torso to the right for me, okay? Straighten your right leg and soften into your left knee. Now bring your right elbow down towards your right knee, stretching into the side, reaching the left elbow up, and then extend those arms and reach. Good, straight up with that top arm. Good, and then soften the knees and come back into your little squat. Bring the hands here, let's do that again. To the left this time, rotate the body. Straighten the left leg and soften into the right knee. Bring the left elbow down towards that knee, stretching into that waist. Breathe in. Breathing out and lengthen with those arms. Straight up through that shoulder for me. Take a breath. Breathing out, soften the knees and come back to your little squat. Let's do that twice more, one on each side. Take a breath in. Breathing out, rotate to the right. Straighten the right leg, soften into the left knee. And let's go down to the side with that right elbow, pointing it towards that right knee, lifting the left elbow up. Breathe in, breathe out and lengthen those arms, stretching down towards the foot, stretching up towards the ceiling. Breathe in, breathing out and soften the knee, come back to center. Last one, keep those knees bent. Breath in, breathe out, rotate to the left. Straighten the left leg and soften into the right knee. Breathe in. Breathing out, dipping down through that elbow. Heading towards that left knee. Breathe in. Breathe out and lengthen. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then soften back to center. Good. Let's go low, low, low. How low can we go? Good. Take a breath in. Breathing out and push all the way up. Bring those feet to neutral, walk them into center. Have a little walk. Good. Okay, let's turn this way on the mat for me. And I want you to work the leg that's closest to me. Okay, so that's for you, it should be your right leg. The leg that's closest to me. So we're going to bring this left knee up. We are going to bend. You're going to bend that arm that's furthest away from me. So you're on your right knee. And you're going to have the other leg. So like you're about to start running. We're going to take that leg away, soften the supporting leg like we are in a sprint, and then come all the way up. So we're really pushing into that supporting leg. Take it away. Good. Keep that balance, pull up to the core, keep the hips forwards, and then push all the way up. So leg that's closest to me should be going behind you. You should be supporting on that other leg. So that's going to be your left leg, and then come all the way up. And again, see, I'm wobbling as well. All the way back, hold that core. If your knee's a bit dodgy, then just don't go too low. Keep it small. And 2 more. Taking it down. Pull that leg behind you. Can you engage that glute? And then come all the way up. And 1 more. Take it down. Hips are forwards. Good. Hold. And put it all the way back. Have a little walk. Oh, did you get it in that supporting leg? Yeah, definitely. Okay, we're going to do a leg extension with a bow and arrow. So feet about hip width apart, knees soft, leg that's closest to me, draw it up so foot is off the floor. If you're struggling, you could just have a toe on the floor. From here, we're going to extend and bend. And I bring that foot back and just connect it to my leg. If you struggle, you can extend and bend, okay? So either here or here, I don't mind, bring the hands forwards. When that knee is forwards, you are going to turn away from me and draw the hand to the side of your chest and rotate away from me. As you kick the leg forwards, you change over, come to face me. Hello. And then bend the knee, rotate, do it slowly. Turn away from me. And then extend. So when you're extending, the opposite arm should be forwards to the leg that's forwards. And now change arms over. Pull that leg in. And then extend. Hold that core. And rotate. 2 more. And pull in. Rotate away. And extend. Rotate towards me. 2 more. And pull in, hold that core, rotate, and extend, rotate to me, and then come down. Oh, have a little walk. Walk back to the end of your mat for me. We'll do that on the other side in just a little while. Good. Shoulders, so feet back hip width apart. Have a roll for those shoulders for me. Soften the knees. Tuck the chin, breathe in and around the shoulders. Let's articulate down through that spine. Rounding into that back, which feels nice, lengthen through those arms. Knees are just slightly soft here as you come down, all the way to the floor. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, straighten the backs of those legs. Breathe in. As you breathe out, I want you to walk forwards with those hands. So we come into like a downward dog. Bottom in the air, press the heels down into the floor, drop that back. If you can get your head between your arms, that's lovely. You go as far as you can. Good, take a breath in as we breathe out, walk the hands back. Lovely, soften the knees, relax the head, breathe in. As you breathe out, let's gently uncurl through that spine. Draw your tailbone down, stack one vertebra on top of the other. As we come all the way back up and have a roll through those shoulders. Let's do 1 more of those. So shoulder blades into your back and roll your chin to chest. Roll the shoulders forwards and let's articulate through the spine. Scoop up to that belly for me, lengthen the arms. Just keep that head and neck relaxed. Knees are soft. Come all the way down. Good. Lengthen through the back of the legs. Feel that lovely stretch. Take a breath in. Breathing out, I come on my fingertips and I walk forwards. Bottom into the air, breathing in. Good, breathing out, push back through the heels. If you can, flatten your back. Lovely stretch. Love this one. Good, take a breath in. Breathing out and walk your hands back. Great, relax the head. Let's just keep those legs straight for a moment more. Soften the knees, breathe, and then gently uncurl. Rolling all the way up, drawing your tailbone down towards the floor and stacking up that spine. 1 vertebra on top of the other. Shoulder blades into place, lift that head and have a roll through those shoulders. Lovely. Okay, so come into the middle of your mat and turn around this way. We're going to do the same. We're going to do our running man, and then we're going to do our leg extension, but obviously we're going to use the other leg. So let's have you here to begin with. Shoulder blades into place, soft knees, pull up through that core. Draw that knee closest to me up. Opposite hand comes forwards, this hand comes behind you. Are you ready? And then we take that leg behind. You feel strong through your core. Whoop, she says, having a little wobble. This is my wobbly side. We've all got a wobbly side. And then we're going to come all the way up. And let's do it again. Pull up through that core. Really focus. and then come all the way up. Woohoo. And again, take it away. Keep that balance. And then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as we come up. And again, take it away. Working through that supporting leg. And then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze as we come up. You're doing well. Take it away. And again, use that back glute. As that leg goes behind you, you can really squeeze that back glute. 2 more. Take it away. Squeeze. And then pull up. 1 more for me. Take it away. Squeeze and pull up. Good. And then relax that foot down. Have a little walk. So have you got one side which is harder than the other? Probably most of you have, I reckon. You can see I definitely have. Okay, so let's do our bow and arrow. So again, if you don't want to bring the knee all the way up, you can tap the foot on the floor if you want to prepare yourself for me. So soft with those knees. Pull that core up, the leg closest to me either here or it's here. I don't mind, okay? So bring those arms up. Okay, so turn away from me and bring the hand just aside the chest. You're going to have that arm closest to me extended. Now we're going to extend that leg and rotate round to face me. And then you're going to bend that knee and you're going to rotate away from me. Stretch that arm forwards, pull the elbow back. Keep tall. And then you're going to extend. Good. Grow tall through that spine. And then we're going to bend and rotate away. Woohoo, it's that rotation. Hold that core. And again, we're going to extend. Good. Keep nice and tall. Again, if you need to keep that toe on the floor as you come in to steady yourself, that is fine. Last 2. Extend. Rotate towards me. And bend. Pull it back. Rotate away. And again, extend. Rotate towards me. And away. Good. And then relax it down. Have a little walk. Well done, guys. Really good. Well done. Okay, come down onto your mat for me. Let's have you seated. So either hands here underneath the thighs or hands on the top of the knees. It's entirely up to you. Whichever is most comfortable, whichever you feel you can really lengthen your spine up. Not arching your back. We want the spine just to be tall. We want to really grow tall. When you grow tall, you should actually feel it more in your abdominals, your quads maybe, and your hip flexors as you grow tall, rather than any strain in your lower back. So just a couple of C curves just to get us warmed up with the spine before we do our little variations. So take a breath in, shoulders down. Breathing out, tap that tailbone round into that spine. Careful not to dip the chin too much. Take a breath. Breathing out and coming all the way forwards and growing nice and tall for me. Give a breath in. Breathing out and again, pull that tailbone round. Here, really focus on scooping up that lower tummy. And then gently rolling forwards and then growing tall. 1 more for me. Breathing out and tuck, tuck, tuck. Pull that tailbone around. Good. Take a breath in. Breathing out and rolling all the way up. And then lengthening up with the spine. Lift the arms here. So this time we're going to do a little spine stretch on the way up. Okay, keep your knees hip width apart. Breathe in. Breathing out and tuck. So pull that tailbone around and under. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, we're going to round through the spine. So really pull back through the sternum as you come up. We're going to lift those arms up into the air. And imagine you are lifting your rib cage up. You lift your rib cage up. You stretch over, bringing your arms over your legs as if you're trying to lift your ribs over your knees. Good. And then gently uncurl. And then bring those arms back up. Let's do that again. Breathe in. Breathing out and tuck your tailbone round and under. Keep your feet on the floor. Breathe in. As you breathe out, stretch forwards, but pull your sternum backwards as we come up. As we come onto the sit bones, lift the arms up and lengthen the spine. Lift the ribs, breathe in. And as you breathe out, imagine you're stretching your ribs over your knees. All the way over. Good. And then gently uncurl. Watch the knees don't go too wide when you do that. We don't really want them coming out to the side. One more. Shoulders down, breathe in. Breathing out and pull that tailbone round and under. Really scoop up into that lower belly for me. Good. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, round the spine as we come up. So you're pulling your sternum backwards as you are rolling forwards until you hit those sit bones. Then we lift the arms up. We breathe, we stretch the ribs up, stretch, stretch, stretch. And then we stretch them over to the knees. Arms come over the front of the legs. Breathe in. And then breathe out and gently uncurl. Great stretch. Have another little roll for those shoulders. Very good. Okay, we're going to do a little V-sit preparation with some other exercises we're going to do. So I'd like you just to hold the backs of the legs for me. Come up and just place your tiptoes on the floor, but you're going to be up on your sit bones still. So take a breath in. As you breathe out, roll onto the back of the pelvis and then push up onto your sit bones. Roll onto the back of the pelvis, scoop up the belly, and then push on up to your sit bones. And again, so roll, good. And then push up, lengthen. You should feel yourself on your sit bones. And again, roll it back. And then push up. Let's try it here. Roll it back. And then push up. Good, you got it. Roll it back. And push up one more for me. And roll it back. And push up. Good, okay, bring your hands here. Stay up on your sit bones for the time being. Now, you can either do this exercise with your feet flat, or you can come into tabletop. Let's all start with feet flat. And then for those of you who want to progress, you can come into tabletop. So roll onto the back of your pelvis for me. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just let the knees fall out to the side and then come up onto tiptoes. Fall out to the side and come onto tiptoes. If you can, arms here. Fall out to the side and then bring those knees in. And you're just kind of rolling through your toes. So you haven't got a huge amount of weight going through your feet. Good, keep that going. If you can, hold the legs, pick it up, out to the side. You're still in the same position. Carefully you don't roll backwards. And then come to here. So we start with our shins parallel to the ceiling. Maybe you can do that here. Legs out to the side and then squeeze up. And again, holding that core and up. If not at the level that you're happy with, let's do 3 more. And out. And up. And out. Good, and up. 1 more, and out. And up, feet down, roll forwards, let our feet go wide and let your body come forwards towards your toes, elbows wide back, nice and soft for me. That's lovely. So we're going to try a version of that, but with a rotation, if we can, okay? So start with your feet flat on your sit bones, hold the back of your thighs. I'm going to work you through, and I'm going to add variations. You stay where you're happy. Tuck your tailbone and just come onto your toes, and then place one hand on top of the other, doesn't matter which. Shoulder blades into place for me if you can, lovely. So from here, we are going to rotate to the right, and as we rotate to center, we open the knees. As we rotate to the left, we bring the knees in, stay on the back of your pelvis though, and then as we come to center, we drop the knees wide. So we rotate to the right, knees come in, we drop the knees wide as we come to center, and again, and then center. Now if you can, pick your legs up. So you rotate right, you come into center. Bring the knees in, rotate left, and then you come into centre. If this is too much, keep your toes down, and then knees in, rotate, and then wide. And again, rotate also through your whole torso, rather than just your head and shoulders. And wide, 2 more. Rotate, and wide. Last one, rotate, and wide. Come together, feet down, extend those legs away, and have a little stretch. Well done, very good, excellent stuff. Really nice. Good. Okay, so let's bring that right knee in. Let's hold the front of the shin with both hands here. Let's tuck the tailbone under and lift that foot off the floor if you can, because you'll now roll onto the back of your pelvis, okay? We can do this here with the foot down and the sit bones down, but we're going to roll back and we're going to lift and we're going to hug that leg in as much as we can. And because we roll back, we should hopefully be able to lift that leg off the floor. We bring the heel of the left foot to the front of your right foot. So heel in, knee goes out. Extend away and flex, pulse up to 3. 1, 2, 3 points. Heel in to the front of the foot. Extend it away. So now knee faces the ceiling, flex, pulse 1, 2, 3, and point. Heel into the front of the foot. Take it away, flex, pulse 1, 2, 3, and point. Last one. Heel in, don't roll backwards. Take it away, knee to the ceiling and flex. 1, 2, 3, place it down. Return the other leg and again, reach forwards to your toes. Lovely. We'll do the other leg in just a second. Rolling up. Take your feet the width of your mat for me and sit yourself up nice and tall on your sit bones. Let's place the hands behind the head, press the head into the hands. Flex the feet, toes to the ceiling. So I'm going to go to my right leg first. I'm going to bring my right elbow to the outside of my right knee. Keeping my left sit bone on the floor. I'm going to glue that there. If you can't get there, you just go as low as you can go. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to bring your left elbow down to the inside of that knee. Then you're going to open that elbow back up. You're going to lift up on that diagonal and take your left elbow slightly behind you to point towards the floor. And you're going to lift that right elbow up. And then we're going to come to centre. Let's do the same on the other side. So left elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good. Then bring that right elbow in and down to the inside of that knee. Then open that right elbow up to the ceiling and lift all the way up. Staying on that diagonal, take that right elbow just behind you, lift the other elbow up and then come to centre. Do it again, right elbow to the outside of the right knee. Keep the feet flexed, keep the sit bones on the floor. Bring the left elbow in as if you're squeezing your knee. Open that left elbow up to the ceiling and lift up. Then you're going to point the elbow towards the floor just behind the hip. And then you're going to lift the right elbow to the ceiling. And then you're going to come all the way up. Last one, breathe in. Breathing out, left elbow to the outside of the left knee. Good, take a breath in. Breathing out, close that right elbow down as if you're squeezing the top of your knee. And then open that elbow up to the ceiling. And lift for me. Point the elbow just behind the right hip. Lift the left elbow up into the air. And then come back to centre. And then relax that down. Relax the feet. Have a circle through those ankles. Good, let's go the other way, circle through the ankles. And we're going to just do a quick spine stretch while we're here. So flex the feet, bring the hands in front of you, press into the floor. So just a slight technical check, I would say, on our spine stretch. So yes, we are stretching forwards. However, we are stretching forwards through the spine, and not through the shoulders. So I just want you to watch me for 1 second, okay? So what can happen as we do our spine stretch is we roll our chin to our chest and we roll into our back and come forwards. And then we start to stretch forwards through the shoulders, okay? Well, in actual fact, what I really want you to do is I want you to tuck your chin and round for your spine. And I want you to keep going down through your spine. I want you to stretch forwards, but I want you to keep your shoulder blades down and in your back. So I'm here rather than here. I hope that makes sense to you. Should we have a little go? Okay. So yes, you're reaching forwards, but your scapula stays into your back. It doesn't then stretch forwards. Okay. So hands down, let's have a go. Tuck the chin down. Now imagine this is one circle that carries on. And we keep going, and we keep going, and we keep going. And then we move forwards, and we're still stretching through the spine. It's like you're trying to tuck your head round and under. You slide your hands forwards, but you keep your shoulders into your back. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going. Good, keep the shoulders into your back. Don't let them stretch forwards. Feel that they are down, away from your ears, and then gently uncurl and come all the way up. I hope you get that feeling. Let's try that again. Press the hands into the floor, tuck the chin to the chest, breathe in. Breathing out now, round through that spine. Soften the elbows and keep rounding through that spine. Keep rounding through that spine. Almost imagine you're kind of trying to sort of get your head right the way round towards your chest. Keep rounding to that spine. Coming forwards as far as you can without stretching through the shoulders. Keep the shoulders into your back. Flex those feet. Breathe in. Breathing out and gently uncurl. And then come all the way up. Good. And relax it there. Well done. Bring those legs in for me. Okay, let's bring that left leg nice and close. Hold the front of the shin with both hands, grow tall. Breathe in. As you breathe out, tuck your tailbone under. Then bring that leg even closer so the foot is now off the floor is ideal. If your foot's on the floor, that's fine. But do make sure you're tucked under because then you're not going to load your back when you lift this leg off the floor. You are going to use that quad. So when you're ready, take a breath in, point the toe. Breathe out, heel comes to the front of your bent leg or your foot. Extend and flex, knee faces ceiling, pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and point. And again, bend in, keep your balance. And extend knee to ceiling, flex, pulse 1 and 2 and 3 and point. And again, bend it in, heel to front of foot, good. Extend, flex, and 1 and 2 and 3 and point, last one. Bend it in to the front of the foot. Extend knee to ceiling and flex, good, and 1 and 2 and 3 and down. Rolling forwards, extend both legs and reach forwards to your toes. Great stuff, guys, well done, really nice. Okay, so now I'm just going to shimmy my bottom forwards a little bit onto my mat. And then I'm going to come all the way down safely onto the mat. If you need a cushion behind your head or a pillow, then obviously you go ahead. Make sure your pelvis is nicely planted to the mat in neutral. Feet and knees are about hip width apart. Take your arms down by your side for me and then think about bracing this core. So lower tummy, scoop it up, ribs in and down for me. Good. Shoulder blades into your back. Now bring one knee into your chest and hug. Bring the other knee into your chest and hug. So hold the fronts of the knees for me. Draw your shoulders down into your back. Good. Okay, so take a breath in. As you breathe out, let's go right arm, right leg. Take right arm, right leg away from me. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, close the ribs, lift the arm and leg, but keep that arm just by your ear. Breathe in. Breathe out, lower yourself down and slide it all back in. Left arm, left leg, take it away. Keep that core braced. Breathe in. Breathe out and lift and curl. Keep the arm by the ear. and lower it down, just float. Arm comes round and bring that knee in. Let's do that again. Right arm, right leg, take it away, engage the core, breathe in. Breathing out, lift arm and lift leg. Good, hold. And then take it back down. Circle round and slide that leg in, breathe in. Breathe out, same arm, same leg. Take a breath in. Breathe out, lift arm, lift leg. Keep that little gap between chin and chest for me. And then lower it down. And then circle it round. Good, can we do both together? What do you think? Take a breath in. Breathe out, extend. Now, if you can't get low here, let's go a little higher in the legs if you need to. Breathe in. Breathe out and curl and hold. Good. And then come back down and circle. And then hug your knees in. So you get that little bit of respite through the core. Breathe in. Breathing out. So you can either go low or you can go high with the legs. Breathe in. Breathe out and lift and curl, hold. Good. And lower down. And all the way in. And hug those knees in. One more for luck. Take a breath in. Breathe out and extend, hold. Good, breathe in. Breathe out and lift and hold. Good. And lower down. And circle round. And hug, hug, hug. Good stuff, guys. Well done. If you want to, you have a little rock from side to side for me, just to loosen off that lower back if it's being a little bit tight. Got the next exercise. I'm having a little, oh yes, that's right. Having a little bit of a check. All right, so bring those feet down to the floor. Let's take those legs long for me onto the mat. Let's bring those arms up. So root your shoulders with your palms facing one another for me and keep the arms here for me. Keep the shoulder blades nicely into the back. Now, take your right leg up into the air long, okay? If you need to soften this lower leg, because your hamstrings are a little tight and it pulls in your pelvis, that's fine. If you can keep it straight, even better if you can. So shoulder blades into back, take a breath in, breathing out, curling the head off the floor, reach to the ceiling, hold, breathe in, breathe out, switch the legs over, and then lower the head down. And again, breath in, breathing out, reaching up, take a breath in, stretch that leg, breathing out, switch those legs over, and lower your upper body down. Keep that leg stretched. Breathe in. Breathing out, and again, reaching up. Reach those hands to the ceiling and switch those legs over. And lower yourself down. And one more for me. Breathe in. Breathing out and reach. Breathe in and switch. Good. And lower yourself down. Whichever knee you've got there, doesn't matter, hug that into your chest for a second for me. That's lovely. And switch over, hug the other knee into your chest for me. Good. Great. And then come back. Place those hands back, root the shoulders, bring the right leg back into the air for me. And again, if you need to bring this leg up a little bit, that's fine. Now, your hands here are your guide in terms of size. I want you to circle your leg clockwise, but you keep them within the width of your hands. So little circles clockwise, single leg circles, but thinking about as you look up to the ceiling in your peripheral vision, you're making sure your circle roughly fits between your hands. And circle, keep the hips still, circle, circle, circle. 3 more here. 3, 2, 1. Change directions, anti-clockwise, in. Good. Just try to get the width of your hands. Feel your shoulder blades against the floor. They don't move, okay? And circle. Good. Press the other leg into the floor. 3 more. And 3, and 2, and 1. Hold that leg there, guys. Are you ready? Curl up, hold, and switch. Let's come back down. Are you ready? We are going to go anti-clockwise. Circle and circle. the width of your hands roughly. Keep your shoulder blades on the floor, circle. If you need to slide the bottom leg up a little bit, that's fine. Try to keep that left leg long. Circle 3 more. 3 and 2 and 1. Change directions and circle clockwise. Good. Hold those hips. Circle. Reach up to the ceiling. Circle. Keep it going. Keep those shoulder blades against the floor. Circle 3 more. And 3 and 2 and 1. And draw that knee in. Hug that knee in nice and tight. Woo! Bring the other knee in. Hug that knee in nice and tight. And if you feel you want to, do a little side to side. Well done, guys. That was really good. Really good. Okay, so let's hang on to the right knee. Let's take the left leg long on the mat. Let's grab behind the back of the leg. So you're going to push the leg into the hand to help you up. You're going to round the spine. You're going to straighten that right leg and walk up towards the ankle. Yeah. Okay, take a breath in. Keep it round through the arms here. As you breathe out, push the leg in, extend and walk up to your ankle. So here is your tree. Good, shoulder blades down for me. Now I want you to pull your head towards that leg and then dive down to the floor. Slide the knee back up, hold the back of the leg, and then roll yourself back down. Have you got that? So grab here, okay? Push into your hands, take a breath in, breathe out, push, roll up, and then walk up towards your ankle and lengthen that spine up to the ceiling. Pull yourself towards your knee and then dive down to the floor. Slide that leg up, hold the back of the leg and roll yourself down. One more on this side. Breathe in, breathe out, push, roll up and walk up to the ankle. Extend that spine for me. Extend the leg as much as you can. Breathe in, breathe out, pull yourself towards your knee and then dive down to the floor. Then bring that leg back up and roll yourself down. Lovely. Let's switch legs over. So right leg is long, left knee is in. 3 repetitions here. Take a breath in. Breathing out, push, roll up and walk up towards the ankle. Nice and tall through that spine. Feel that length in the hamstring and in your back. Take a breath in. Breathe out and then bringing your nose towards your knee. And then trying to keep it there as you dive down to the floor. I went a bit plonk there. And roll up. Bend that knee up. Hold behind the back of the leg and roll yourself down. Good. And again, hold the back of the leg. Breathe in. Breathing out. Push, roll up and walk up to the ankle. Good. Lengthen that spine. Breathe in. Breathe out and pull your nose towards your knee. And then dive yourself down towards the floor. And then slowly slide that leg up. And then control, roll yourself down. Last one, holding the back of the leg. And again, you're pushing. Take a breath in, still round the spine. Breathe out, push. Extend up towards the ankle. Good. Take a breath in, lengthen that spine up. And then pull your nose towards your knee. Good. And then dive down towards the floor. And then bring that leg up and roll yourself all the way down. And then relax it there. Well done, guys. Really good. Give those legs a bit of a shake. Fantastic. So let's turn you onto your side facing me. I'm just going to bring myself back on my mat a little. Let's take our arm long, resting, legs long, everything in alignment with the spine. Place your hand here in front of you, shoulder blades into your back. Take your top leg long. Press your bottom leg into the floor. We're going to do 2 taps forwards,
up and over, 2 taps behind you, but we don't move forwards and backwards through the hips. Ready, tap, tap. You don't actually need to tap the floor. You can just bounce, bounce. This is what we call a hot potato. Bounce, 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 bounce. Keep it going. Bounce, bounce, good. Bounce, bounce, lovely. So real control, using inside, outside thigh, good. As that leg goes behind, a little bit of glute would be good, and press the bottom leg down into the floor. If you can take the supporting hand off without falling backwards, I nearly went, then that will be good. Bounce, 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 good. And again, squeeze that tummy, bounce, bounce. Lovely, keep it going. And 3, and 2, and 1. And then relax that leg for me. Soften the knees a sec if you wish to. Bring your hand back down in front of you, lengthen your legs, lift that top leg up and flex. We're going to come forwards, pulse, pulse, bend in, point, push back and reach. And then come back. Flex the foot, pulse, pulse, bend in, push back and reach. And back. Flex the foot, pulse, pulse, bend in, push back, squeeze and reach. And back. Flex the foot, pulse, pulse, bend in, push back and reach. One more for me. Flex the foot, pulse, pulse, bend in, push back and reach, and then relax. Well done. Let's turn you onto your tummy. We'll do the other side in a little while, okay? So let's stay up first. So elbows underneath the shoulders. I just bring the hands together here in front of me. So you're kind of like in a Sphinx position with your chest lifted. Feet around your hip width apart. So drop the hips into the floor, but lift the chest for me. And we're just going to do a little double kicks just to prime our hamstring before we do this other exercise. So with a pointed toe, right foot, pulse, pulse and down. Keep lifted through the chest. Pulse, pulse and down left. On the right. Pulse, pulse. So you're just coming towards the bottom, letting the knee bounce. Pulse, pulse. Keep lifted through the chest. And again, pulse, pulse. Now let's try and do a flex and point. Flex, point. Flex, point. I know that mucks with your brain a little bit. Flex, point, which means you've got to be fluid in the knee. Let it bounce. Bring the heel in first. Flex, point. Good. Keep the chest up. And again, flex, point. 2 more. Flex, point. Last one. Flex, point and relax. Well done. Bring the hands underneath the shoulders, or in forwards of the shoulders, but draw your shoulders into the back. So your shoulders are active. You want them switched on. So let me just show you the first one first, because it'll be difficult to watch and do. Once you've got the idea, it'll be fine. I'm going to do my legs closest to you first. I go pointed foot, pulse, pulse. I lift my knee, I lift my hip, I rotate, and I tap the foot on the floor behind me, and I reach out through my head. And then I control my hips back, my chest back to where I started, and place it down. You are using shoulders as well. So leg is furthest away, pulse, pulse. Lift knee, lift hip, rotate. Push it round, you turn your body away. You keep your forearms on the floor and then you control back. So elbows are not coming off. If you're struggling, move the hands slightly forwards. Pulse, pulse, lift knee, lift hip, rotate. Keep your forearms and elbows on the floor. Tap the floor, roll back. Use your arms to help you. And down. And again, pulse, pulse, lift knee, lift thigh, lift hip, rotate. You can lift the chest, it's fine. And rotate back onto that floor. Keep the shoulders into your back. Pulse, pulse, lift knee, lift hip, lovely stretch. Oh, was good. Roll back. Last one. And pulse, pulse. Lift knee, lift hip, rotate. Good, all the way back. And then relax your chest down. Lovely. Okay, so let's have your nose just an inch off the floor. Take a breath in. Hand that's closest to me, extend it away. Breathe in. Breathe out. Lift the chest. Swing the arm round and stretch that arm behind you. And then bring that arm all the way back. And then pull it in. Breathing in. Breathing out. Right arm's going to go away. I lift the chest. I follow with my head. And I'm stretching that arm behind me using my triceps. And I come all the way back onto the floor and slide it in, shoulders into back. And again, I push that arm away. I lift my chest, keep my feet down if I can, press that arm behind me, come all the way back and slide it in. Last one for me, shoulders down, extend the arm, breathing in, breathing out, lift the chest, press the arm behind you. Good. And extend away. And bring that arm in. Take a breath. Push up. Let's bring our feet together, knees wide. If your knees allow you. Drop your bottom back towards your heels. Let's bring your forearms onto the floor and try and relax your forehead on your mat. And then I want you to try to wiggle your hips from side to side whilst in that position. So just a loosening into the hips and the lower back is great. That's nice. Good. Fantastic. And then gently uncurl. Okay, guys, we're done. So we need to do our side lay on the other side now. So just shimmy yourself round. Come down onto your mat all the way long. Make sure hips are stacked, legs in line with the spine, shoulders are stacked, hand in front of you. Lengthen that top leg and press the bottom leg into the floor. When you're ready, we're going to go pulse, 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 pulse. So again, you don't need to tap the floor. Hold that core. Press the lower leg down. We're using inside, outside, side. We're trying to keep any movements with the upper body really small, very minimal. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Use that glute as the leg goes behind you. So I tend to do a bit more core as the leg comes forwards and a bit more glute as the leg goes behind. Try no hands. Pulse, pulse. Good, doing well. Bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce. Lovely. A few more. Keep that balance. A lot of balance today. Good, and 3, and 2, and 1. And rest. Soften the knees a tad if you need to. Well done. Bring that hand back down in front of you and lengthen those legs out. Flex that foot, float it up. We're coming forwards. 2 pulses, bend the knee, take the leg away and reach. Bring that hand in, swing that leg back, flex the foot. And again, pulse, pulse, bend in. Push back, extend away. Lovely. Bring it back and flex. And again, pulse, pulse, bend in. Push back, away, reach. And flex, pull it back. Forwards, pulse and pulse. Bend in, push away. And reach. Or hit the curtains in, I've got a bit longer. And pull it back, flex. 2 more. Flex, flex. Bend in, push back, squeeze that glute and reach. And then come back in. Last one. Flex, flex. Bend in, push back. Lovely. And reach, reach, reach. And then bring it in. Woo, well done. Soften your knees. Gently walk yourself up. Come onto your knees for me. And let's come all the way up, all the way up. Knees about hip width apart. If you want to put a cushion or a folded towel underneath your knees, then that's absolutely fine. Bring those hands behind the back of the head. Gently press the head into the hands. Now we're leading with the head, okay? Leading with the head. So let's come down to the right side, leading with the head. Leading with the head. Come over as far as you feel you can. And then extend your arms. So reaching to the floor and reaching up. Good. Now lift and reach up with that top arm, come back to center. Bring the hands back behind the head. Now lead with the head as we go over. Don't let the hips move there. Lead with the head. Good. Then extend bottom arm, extend top arm. Down to the floor and up towards the ceiling. And then reach with that top arm and come over. And again, hands behind the back of the head. Lead with the head. Good, as we come over. Reach down to the floor, reach up to the ceiling, reach it through. Now reach that top arm. And come back, last one for me. Press the head into the hands. Lead with the head. Lead with the head. So I'm not overly stretching out through my elbows. Letting my head do the work, dropping it down. Your head's the heaviest part anyway. Let's take it down and reach, reach, reach. Top arm, reach and lift up and drop yourself back. Lovely. Swing those legs round and then come and sit however you're most comfortable. So we did those circles through your torso when your hands were up here in our warm-up. I now want you to either sit with your legs in front of you here or legs crossed here with your hands on your knees. And then I want you to push the chest forwards and round the spine. Push the chest forwards and round the spine. Doesn't matter which direction, whichever feels easiest. Good. So I'm coming extension, and then into like a cat stretch, into flexion. Extension, and then into flexion. Good. Can you work it out and go the other way? Doesn't feel as easy, you have to think about it the other way. Good. Lovely. 2 more circles. Good, last circle. And then come up to center. Let's have a stretch over. Easy stretch over to the right, and then come up. Easy stretch over to the left. Good. And then come up. Take those legs out if you can, wide. Bring both hands towards the left foot, one on top of the other arm, it doesn't matter which for me. Keep both sit bones nice and firmly glued to the floor. Then just breathe and lower. Breathe in, breathe out and lower, breathe in, breathe out and lower, and then roll up. Bringing one hand onto the left foot, one hand on top of that hand. Good, take a breath in, breathe out and lower, breathe in, breathe out and lower, keep your sit bones down, breathe in, breathe out and lower. Breathe in, and then breathe out and roll up. And then bring those hands just in front of your body. Elbows are going to go soft. Breathe in, flex the feet. Breathe out and lower. Breathe in, breathe out and lower. Breathe in, breathe out and lower. Breathe in, breathe out and gently uncurl. Slide those legs in, sit however you're most comfortable. Have a roll through those shoulders. Good. Are you ready to breathe? Breathing in and out. Good, and again, breathing in and out. Breathing in and out. And relax. Well done, guys. Give yourself a little clap.